Falcon Football Weekly, live from the Connolly Center. Mark Punch Bishop, head coach Adam Howard, voice of the Falcons, Andy Varch hanging with you. My boy Nolan Murphy, the producer, making us sound and look good on site. And back in the station, of course, Chris DeZip, a.k.a. Chris Coon, making sure that we're coming at you loud and clear on ESPN Cleveland. Coach Howard, heartbreaker last Saturday, and again, it's football. And right today, going into your 5th game of the season, you stand 2-2. I listened to almost the entire game until I had my pregame Ohio State duties to do it. Things seemed to be in control, but then later on in the evening, you start checking and find out that Charleston came away with a 34-32 victory. Boy, I know the guys laid it on the line, gave their all, that coaches did too, and all I can say is that's football, right? You very rarely do win them all.
Yeah, it was a heartbreaker. They did lay it on the line, and there's a lot of woulda, coulda, shoulda type of stuff that happened in the game. And bottom line, if we just execute a little bit better, anytime it comes down to the last play of the game, you just like to have one play back, and that's the thing. Is we've got to just execute a little bit better and come away with a victory there.
Now that I know you better all the time, I can ask you these things.
Yeah.
Not that I would ever hesitate. Are any of the coulda, woulda, shouldas things that you could have controlled at the time, or that it could have made a difference, or just things that, because again, footballs have points on it, they bounce different ways. There's times that you could have perfect coverage on somebody and he's just going to go up for a jump ball and get it, or there's times a guy is just going to give a spectacular move and be able to get to the QB. I'm not like anything that you guys could take away from that to build on so it could not happen again, you could have changed the outcome?
Yeah, absolutely. There's some controllable things in there that we worked on this week and really focused on. Just the main things, honestly, offensively, going back to the game, is we feel pick six. That's tough to recover from that. And our quarterback's done a fantastic job. He has, I think, the least amount of interceptions of any quarterback in the conference right now. And with the amount of attempts that he has, to only have 2 interceptions at this point is pretty impressive. But you go back to that interception can't go the other way for a touchdown, and that hurt us certainly. And then we're rolling at some point in the game, and we chunked off a big run. Pedro chunked off a big run, and we put the ball on the ground.
Another big game by him through London again.
Right. So there's some controllable things in there, and taking care of the football. That's a lesson that we continue to work on, and a point of emphasis that we're really striving to achieve perfection there. The teams that don't turn the ball over and take the ball away win games. And, defensively, there's some things that we certainly could have done better too. We just poor tackling. We didn't tackle well. Yeah, it's one of those things where just for whatever reason, our guys there's a lot of yards after contact in that game, so it's been a point of emphasis for us this week.
Does it drive you crazy when somebody's throwing a beat on somebody and all of a sudden, rather than the way you're taught, bow the neck, shoulder pad on the numbers, cage on the ball, hands around the back of the guy and drive through him like you're going through a brick wall, and occasionally you'll see the shoulder pad hit or kind of the reach out and grab kind of thing, not putting your body in harm's way. Boy, and we always talk about that rack and yak, run after catch, yards after catch, or just simply run after contact. It's that, oh gosh, and I was always taught too, Coach, act like an anchor. If I can't get you down, at least I'm going to hold on.
Absolutely.
And it's just physics that I'm going to slow you down. And maybe you're a bull moose running with the football, then all of a sudden another guy's going to jump on and slow you down a little bit more, so 7, 8, 9 more hats can come over and get you. It drives you crazy, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. Our tackling is not an effort issue. We have guys with character. It's more of a technique issue, which I like. Technique can be corrected. So it's one of those things where we just got to play with a little bit better focus and concentration and technique will be fun.
Coach, if say I didn't know to score the game, and I'm looking at things, I'm like, whoa, 500 yards of offense, 8 tackles for loss, 2 more picks, because again, I always go back and forth and look at things, and then all of a sudden I go, wait a minute. They fell by 2. I also see, and again, not slighting the young man at all, because the young freshman kicker, Kaplan, has done a great job, misses a field goal too, and that could be a difference in the game. So there are little things that add up on there, but when you finally drove away from Charleston, West Virginia, were you shaking your head too, saying, darn, yeah, this is just one for that we have.
That's what we said. We can. There's the sexy stats like yardage and plays and all of those things. We're putting up some sexy stats. defensively. Defensively, we gotta stop the run. Obviously, it looks better than what we're doing right now. But coming out of the game, I guess if you were to hand somebody the box score and erase the score of the game
That's
and say,
exactly what I looked
pick
at.
the winner sometimes, I think it would probably be 50-50 in that game, or, they might lean a little bit our way with some of the stats that we had. But there's stats, and then there are stats that matter, and the biggest stat that matters is, the turnovers. So we're going to continue to strive for that, correct that, move on.
Coach, it's interesting because breaking down games, when I'm doing a high school game, doing this show with you, covering the Buckeyes, covering the Browns, one of the first stats I always look to, when I'm in a press release, I call it tail of the tape, I go right to the bottom, that plus-minus ratio. Do I see a +4 there? Do I see a 0? Do I see, a -6? Hey, man, start, stripping that ball if you have a chance. To me, that makes all the difference in the world because so many times, and it's not necessarily a pick six or a fumble return for a touchdown, but so many times, it's a momentum kill.
Right.
And nothing can be worse than that when you're racking up yards or racking up first downs, and all of a sudden you see the ball loose on the turf.
Right, yeah, absolutely. And one thing that's a little bit weird about ours right now, to be honest with you, is that I believe that we're +1 right now in the turnovers. So
Andy Barches confirmed that, the voice of the Falcons.
We're not negative, but the turnovers that have been, they've just been timing things where, against one opponent we turned the ball over twice going inside the 5. That changes. That's a huge point swing. There, you put 7 in, and it's a field position thing as well. And so, and then a pick 6. We're actually plus right now in the turnovers, but the turnovers that we've committed seem to be like at the worst. It can never come at a good time, but it's the worst possible timing in the field position. So, it's something that again I think we're getting results. We're starting to get around the corner a little bit with that, but the timing and the field position has been a tough one.
Is the Notre Dame College Coaches Show. Coach Adam Howard checking in, Mark Bunch Bishop. Coach, I'm glad you mentioned this too because so many times, and if there's a stat that's needed to be brought out, I will bring it up. But I tell a lot of times younger broadcasters or younger fans this and that, don't get too statted out. And they go, what do you mean by that? You just said it. I want to tell you this. Say that we fumble at midfield, we have a 2-touchdown lead. You still don't like it.
Right.
Or you fumble back at the other team's 20, you still don't like it. But man, you lose a game and you fumble twice inside the 5, or there's a pick 6. That should be weighted 2 or 3 times more than just a -1 when that happens. So again, stats lie. I don't care if it's stats lie at times.
Absolutely. Stats do lie. Obviously you strive and you set goals for certain things, but sometimes I've seen games play out that absolutely the stats lie. Except for the score tells the story of the game. So it's one of those things where fundamentally we're working on the things that are important: tackling, catching, and just making the right decisions and those sort of things. Those are the things that don't lie in football. If you're a poor tackling team, if you're not blocking well, that's something that we can control. We have to make sure that we're getting better every week.
Coach, I always like to take advantage of getting to do this show. Heck, I got a head coach at my disposal here, man. I can ask you a lot of stuff.
Sure.
I know that you can have live hitting. I know that so many different drills you can do, but the bottom line is, man, you said there's not a lack of desire and a lack of heart. So really, to me, that's 99% of it.
It's making them honestly recognize the opportunities to get better. You have to be intense about every single rep in practice. That's the bottom line. So, if we're not creating a drill for tackling, it doesn't mean that we're not focusing on it. So if we have a 7-on-7 drill or, a 1-on-1 drill, those are opportunities defensively to work on your tackling. In fact, I believe that the best drill that you can possibly create to get better at tackling is the 7-on-7, because you're trying to tackle an open space. You're using 1 or 2 defenders to create leverage, and you have to work your feet and those sort of things in that open space. But a lot of times people view that 7-on-7 as a passing drill. Well, it's just as good a tackling drill as it is anything. So that's some of the things that we are trying to create practice to make sure our guys understand. Just because we're not calling this drill, we're sideline tackle, doesn't mean we can't get better at it.
I always flash back to my time decades ago, the old Oklahoma already, where you're shedding a couple blockers to get to that running back. And again, that is part of the game. Folks, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, let's bring in Carter Wheeler, running back coach, special teams coach, academic counselor. I like multitasking. You know that. It's good to know it. We'll talk about the vaunted running game, also special teams. We'll talk about all facets of the game and academics. And then for our last segment, let's talk homecoming, coach. Bleachers are up. We're going to have a heck of a weekend on the Notre Dame College campus on Saturday. Actually, all weekend long with homecoming activities commencing on Friday evening. There's the Notre Dame College Coaches Show. Coach Adam Howard, Mark Bunch Bishop, most importantly, Fred Hugh on ESPN Cleveland. Special teams running backs coach and an academic coordinator, Mr. Carter Wheeler. Carter, how the heck are you, man?
Good. Thanks for having me today.
Our pleasure. You know what I like too, man? I noticed too that when you're coaching, you're on the field. I understand the press box is needed for certain coaches to keep an eye on things. It always looks like, especially on special teams, that you're looking for a uniform to put on and maybe get out there and join that 11 like Texas A&M in the 12th man.
Absolutely. Being a first-year special teams coordinator, you got to be down there and focus with all the change back and forth from punt return to kickoff return. So it's good for me to be down on the field and interact with the guys if we need to make adjustments or whatever that is.
Coach, we talk about offense, defense, and special teams. You look at special teams, people don't realize you're kicking off, you're receiving kicks. You're punting, you're receiving punts. You're kicking extra points. You're kicking field goals.
Absolutely.
I mean, just one facet of the game, and so you got to keep your eye on everything. And also, just a few games back, you made a change, place kicking wise. And I know that never for lack of effort, but these are little things that you have to watch and see. You have to have the players on the field, and they usually are the ones that have you put them in. That's what I've told my sons. You know what? That's on you, not on the coach. Be seen, be heard, do what you need to do. So, man, you're all over the place, but you have to focus on whatever facet of the game is being played at that time.
Yeah.
Pretty tough to do.
Yeah, I think it's been great that all the coaches are invested in it too. We stress in the springtime and going into this fall that special teams has to affect the game in a positive way. And I think we're getting there. We're getting closer. We talked the last couple of weeks about a couple guys missed assignments, things here, technique here. We're getting close to having a complete game. We talk about the numbers. Our offense is putting up great numbers. Our defense has done some great things in turnovers. Now it's time to say, hey, special teams, we got a kickoff return. We've blocked a punt already. We've blocked a couple extra points. So we got to continue to progress in that area. And when we do, when we play that complete game, we're going to be a really, really good football team.
And Coach, realize, look at last week. Now you fall by 2. Then a blocked field goal or a blocked extra point. I was telling Coach Howard about a D3 game last week between Ohio Wesleyan and Denison. Extra point is missed, bingo. Other teams 2 field goals now, meaning that they can tie the game and push it into double overtime. So your stomach's always churning.
Oh, absolutely. I used to be able to walk away when an extra point was being kicked and get ready to talk to Pedro and some of the offensive guys. Now I'm glued on to make sure, hey, we're kicking that ball. Our operation time's good. Kick is good, and now I'm running down for kickoff. So it's a little bit hectic, but really enjoyable that the guys are responding and playing, getting better and playing well.
Coach, let's talk about the running game because you're also the running backs coach. My golly, when you flash back 20 years from now, hopefully Coach Howard and you guys will all still be around here. Bottom line is, I guarantee not only the dawn of this program, but Pedro Paul's name is going to come up. People will be looked at, wow, can you do what Pedro Paul did here, there, and everywhere? Then all of a sudden you've got listed as an H-back, a running back for you. Now a national leader in pass receptions. So you look at it just like not as 3 yards in a cloud of dust, do you?
No, I think it's not a secret that Pedro's a guy that we got to put the ball in his hands quite a bit, and we count on him. And Jack Foy's done a great job too, out in space and in the backfield. So Coach Reichel and the offense, we always talk about we're gonna run the football. Everybody knows it. We're gonna do it well, and I saw the stat that Pedro's averaging about 6.3, 6.4 yards a carry. So that's credit to the O-line, credit to the quarterbacks, our receivers. It helps when we can extend the field a little bit and allow Pedro to have some lanes to run, and obviously he's had big numbers.
Do you go out of your way to make sure now? Jimmy Lachey, former Redskin, Ohio State Buckeyes, a good friend, this and that. Oh, man, he shoots you a look if you would ever call the lineman, the other guys to skill positions. No. We're the skill position, okay? Because we're moving as one. We're like 5 fingers in a glove on down the line. Whatever you want to call them, the mollygaggers, the big uglies. But I'll bet you on more than one occasion, you're patting those guys in the back coming off the field, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they're the guys up front. I always tell Pedro. I mean, when we score, when Pedro scores and he has a 2-touchdown, 3-touchdown game, it's just as much as the guys up front, Danielle, Brandon Nelly, Harp, all those guys. They put in the trenches that work all week, man. We got to give those big guys some love too.
Big one on Saturday, homecoming. Again, they're always big when you're playing at home, Coach Willow. But the bottom line is, homecoming's a game where alums, you're going to have people that have not seen the program yet. They're going to have people that have not seen Muller Field yet. So this is a big game coming up for you against Virginia Wise, I'd say.
Yeah, we talked about it all week. The guys are excited to play. Our offense is ready to go. Special teams-wise, we're ready to go. We're hoping to put up a lot of points, and the defense is going to shut them down. We're going to have a great Saturday afternoon.
Well, Coach, let's bring it back again sometime, all right, my friend?
Would love to.
Carter Wheelo, coach of the running backs, special teams, academic counselor. When we come back, Coach Adam Howard is not only going to look at the opponent, Virginia Wise, but we're going to talk about homecoming and just a great atmosphere. Muller Field's going to be rocking, and so is the Notre Dame campus for homecoming Saturday. You're listening to ESPN. Adam Howard, checking in homecoming, Coach. Coach Wheelo talking about it. The players are aware of it. You're aware of it. The Alumni Association's aware of it. Come Friday. Although the alums, I do want to give you one little note. Quiet down Friday about 11 or 12, okay? It's the opposite. The players need to rest, okay? You can go out and carry on somewhere else. But I've always loved, and I started coming to campus now. I cut through the Metro Parks there, off of 185th or Nottingham, whatever it is. When as you go through different communities, there's a different name to the street.
Right.
But cut through, and I love when I'm calling into campus and seeing the bleachers up because, it's a home game Saturday. Of course, next year we'll have the press box complete and all the bleachers there ready to rock. Coach, I'm telling you, you're going to have standing room only this Saturday. You're going to have a raucous, wild crowd for the game. 2 o'clock kickoff against Virginia Wise. Nothing could be better. And I think that Falcon, I know for a fact that Falcon Walk Saturday morning, you're going to have it lined with fans more than ever.
Yeah, we're excited about it. We're starting to build a culture here with what it's supposed to be like on our campus and having football on our campus. Guys have a great time. Our students have a fantastic time. Everyone programming things around the game, they're really enjoying that opportunity to take advantage of the fact that people are going to come out to our games and have a great time. That's what college football is all about. That's what college is all about. So we're looking forward to homecoming. Homecoming is a special game. You can't deny that. What happens between the lines is the same for us every Saturday, but everything outside the lines, homecoming is important because, everybody that helped build this college and all the alums that are extremely proud to be a part of Notre Dame College, they want to come back and they want to see what it's like, to play football on campus. And so this will be one of their first opportunities to really come back and see that.
Coach, Virginia Wise fell last week at home to Union, their homecoming game. They are winless so far on the season. Now, a lot of people say, oh, great, they got a winless team coming in. Here's what I know, is that they lost at home in homecoming. You don't think they're talking all this week about coming up here and ruining yours? Right now, to me, that could be a more dangerous team than a team coming in that maybe was 500 or 3-1.
Yeah, there's no question. It's got to be, the focus has to be us primarily, because in college football, you never know what you're going to get from Saturday to Saturday. So, you could get, a team could perform, we seem to get everybody's best, and I tell our guys that. You could get a team that's winless, that comes out and plays their hearts out and plays extremely well. And the bottom line is everybody has scholarships at this level, and they're going to have good personnel. So it's just a matter of execution.
They beat Virginia Wise. They also have a decent running game with Andre Dickerson, and they'll throw the football too. So they're coming at you every which way. So you have to be ready to stop them. You stop one pass into a game, then they'll start tossing the ball, losing it that way. They'll go back to Dickerson on the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. They are striving, for balance there, and they've been down in some games, so they've had to throw the ball a little bit, but at the same time they've got some personnel that can really hurt you. They've got a receiver that's really outstanding. So we've got our hands full, but again, it's about us and our execution, and we're looking forward to the opportunity.
Coach, you look at their quarterbacks, they use a tri-headed monster on occasion already. Bottom line is 17 interceptions this year, 6 touchdowns. It tells me that you can't gamble too much because you don't want your guy to give you a double move and sneak off of him. But definitely a good shot to break on that football and looking for an errant toss from Saturday.
Yeah, a lot of those, I think they were banged up at that position. So some of those interceptions are thrown by multiple people. So, I think, in one or two of those games, there were, 2 freshmen going back and forth because their starter was hurt in 2 of those games. So I think between the 2, they threw quite a few of those interceptions. But last week their starter was healthy. He's got, 1 week under his belt there, and then, I'm sure we'll see him this week.
Question to ask you: when you see a freshman signal caller come in, is this a time to be yelled up at Coach Medina like the shark on blood that you may do some things not just to confuse him, but perhaps take a chance or two and see if he'll recognize that and jump something you ordinarily might jump, or send somebody to come get him? Will you come out of your normal zone to do that to a freshman?
Yeah, blitzing is part of our game anyway. So, yes, you want to take, take advantage of, a matchup or put pressure on, one set of personnel that you want to try to take advantage of. So if we see something that we like the matchup, whether it's a receiver, whether it's the quarterback, whether it's an offensive lineman, we want to try to exploit that matchup as much as we possibly can.
Coach Howard, I can't wish you nothing but the best. Homecoming, Muller Field, Notre Dame College, and boy, let's hope next week, and we will not look ahead even to mention next week's opponent because the only focus right now is Virginia-wise from homecoming. 2 o'clock kickoff. Make sure you're on campus early. It's going to be a heck of a good time. Coach Howard, nothing but the best to you and the Falcons Saturday.
Appreciate it. Can't wait till Saturday.
And it'll be a great time. And thank you to Coach Wheeler for stopping by. And I love talking special teams. All right, friend, we are going to leave you for now. Don't forget, homecoming kickoff, 2 o'clock on Saturday. And as always, when you see that peace officer, firefighter, emergency services worker, someone in the military, put your hand out, shake theirs, thank them for what they do, our mouth, and thank you to them. Yes, life truly is precious. Enjoy every sandwich. Here comes more on ESPN Cleveland. It's the Notre Dame Coaches Show. Until next time around, adios, amigo. Long may you run. Cool.